We are live from Mount Prospect Ice Arena for this playoff edition of the SHL Game of the Week on YouTube Live. Good evening, everybody, and welcome into tonight's broadcast for this Game 2 first-round playoff matchup between the York Dukes and the St. Viator Lions. Alongside Dylan Ward, I am Max Anderson, along with our all-star technical crew. We'll have all the live game action for you here from Mount Prospect. In Game 1 of the series, St. Viator put on a dominant defensive performance en route to a 2-0 shutout victory behind a 24-save shutout performance from Dominic Grimaldi. For more on how they'll look to continue the defensive performance, we're going to send it down to ice level where Dylan Ward is standing by with Lions head coach Tim Benz. Dylan.
Thanks, Max. Here with Coach Benz. Coach, York had not been shut out all SHL season until Valentine's Day in Game 1. What worked so well defensively and in net?
We played very unselfish hockey. We got pucks deep when we needed to. We struggled all year with turning the puck over in the neutral zone. Playoff hockey, we kept it simple, made little, we didn't make those mistakes we made during the season, blocked shots, and most importantly, we stayed out of the penalty box.
You guys in your own conference have made it to the championship 4 years in a row, 2 Kennedy Cup finals in the CCHL, 2 in the SHL. What advantage does all that experience have in games like these?
Yeah, so our guys are expected to do that every year. We knew that around our locker room from start. Come September, we want to play in the finals every year, and it's become expected of this group, like I said. So knowing that, guys know what they have to do. They have to buckle down. They can't get cute and fancy. They may do something that they might not like as an individual player, but whatever's best for the team, that's what we're doing.
Head coach Tim Benz, thanks so much.
Thank you.
Max, back to you.
Thank you, Dylan. And Tim Benz with a very simple message to his team. We have expectations here at St. Viator. We make championship games. The next step for the St. Viator Lions team is a championship victory here in the SHL, something they've got their eyes on here over the next couple of weeks. Meanwhile, on the York Duke side, York beat the St. Viator Lions team 3 times in the SHL regular season. They didn't just beat them, they beat them by 3 goals each game. York really dominated the regular season, but once it came to playoff time, it was St. Viator that came out on top in Game 1. And talking to York head coach Matt Boeing before the game, he felt like St. Viator just came out with more purpose, a little bit more sense of urgency, and by the time they got their footing in the game, Viator was already up a couple of goals, and they never were able to find the back of the net. Of course, Dominic Grimaldi, a big part of that on the Lions side. For the St. Viator team, Dominic Grimaldi and Michael Massaro really have been splitting time all playoff long. Of course, Brian Beal, the 4-year senior starter for St. Viator, has missed most of this season with various injuries. Starting to get his rehab going, but for now, Grimaldi and Massaro have picked up very nicely for this Lions team. And what a luxury in net that is to have. Massaro and Grimaldi were expected to maybe split starts here in the SHL playoffs. But after a dominant performance from Grimaldi in Game 1, he gets the call again here in Game 2, Dylan. You can't blame Tim Benz. As they say, you go into battle with a plan, and then battle hits. And in this case, Grimaldi won the opportunity to start again in Game 2.
Yeah, and you heard him talk about it in the pregame interview. Grimaldi was a big part of that Game 1 victory. Why change what worked right here in Game 2? And boy, Max, there are a lot of Lions faithful students packing up the left side of the rink, all up on the glass, and York pretty far away from the rink in terms of where their school is and where the kids are from, but also a nice turnout to our right.
So we're going to step aside. Some starting lineups going on here at the rink with our PA. I think we're going to get a national anthem as well, so we'll put our mics down for just a minute here and turn you into the PA. rousing rendition of the national anthem. We got starting lineups as well, Dylan, and don't tell these folks this is just a quarterfinal game 2. There's a ton of excitement here in the building, ton of fans from St. Viator, lots from York as well, and it is a buzzing environment here on Wednesday evening.
You know, you gotta love the regular season for what it is, playing games without the worry of being eliminated or anything like that, but Max, this is what you play all 27 in that regular season for, to get here and be part of these amazing, packed, and meaningful games, and this is just one of them. St. Viator can sweep. York looking to send the series back to Addison. You can't get any better than this.
Dylan, you mentioned playoff time here in the SHL. We already have 2 teams now that have clinched their ticket into the semifinals. Of course, GBS did it last night in a thrilling overtime victory over Stevenson, coming back from a 1-0 deficit. And then tonight, just a few minutes ago, Loyola locked up their bid to the semifinals with a 3-1 Game 2 victory over GBN. So we have 2 tickets punched to the semifinals. New Trier also drops the puck in about 20 minutes. Busy night here in the SHL.
Yeah, we could know the whole field by the end of the night.
That is true. Is off the face-off draw. Viator's going to win it. And played out into the neutral zone, dropping it in deep is Brendan Quinn. York talked about simplifying the game a little bit, getting the puck to the middle of the ice, Dylan, getting more chances on net and making life a little bit more difficult for Grimaldi tonight. Now Kneeling plays behind into the corner as Patrick Neary chips it out. Now Mueller with some space. Here comes Mueller. He's going to get a backhanded shot. It's kept out by senior netminder Ben Foley. Adam Kazmarek, the junior, got the start in Game 2. Played well. No concerns on the goaltender side for Matt Boeing. He's given Ben Foley a chance here tonight.
Yeah, Ben Foley, 4-3-2, is the Schmidt goaltending starting goaltender for York, and you were mentioning it on the other side, 9-3-2 with that shutout in last game. Dominic Grimaldi, the Schmidt starter on the St. Viator side.
Yeah, the Schmidt starting goaltending, of course. We thank Schmidt for their support of the SHL. Visit schmidtgoaltending.com. Tell them the SHL Network sent you. You'll get 25% off your first goaltending lesson. Very quickly, this comes down into the corner. As I'm sure you can see on the telecast, we're a little bit blocked from the corner here tonight. There's that many people here in the rink. Harrer gets it rink wide. Wilson tries to bury it deep, not able to get everything on it. Stops at the half boards, and that's going to be offsides as that puck just came out of the zone from O'Neill. So neutral zone face-off to come.
To tell you the truth, I thought that looked pretty close. It was right on the line, borderline, but there was not much of an argument from the Lions, so I don't see any reason to complain about that.
We're just 72 seconds into the game. York with the face-off win, and here's a turnover. A shot from Nutley, rebound right out in front, but no second chance opportunity for the Lions. So an early turnover, very nearly leading to the first goal of the game. Now a big check along the half boards. Hart's going to wind up. That's played off a high stick, I believe. No, we're not going to get the call. Massaro from a sharp angle swats it on net, easily fought off by Foley. Dylan, it's not often in high school hockey that you've got 2 goaltenders that you can put in at any given time, but both of these 2 teams have 2 very good options in net on any given night.
Oh, no doubt about that. A goaltending tandem, you said it, Max, is something you see more at the professional level, but here in high school, it's such an advantage.
Now the puck squirts out in the middle of the ice. A shot from Cole Antonio goes just wide of the far post. That looked like it hit somebody on the Viator bench, but we'll play on. In the corner is Paul Carney trying to dig it out. He'll pin a man against the boards, gets checked there. Puck comes to the corner. Now spun around attack and intercepted by Taylor. He'll turn it around the other way. Nolan Stasia puts the puck into the Viator zone, but quickly back out into the neutral zone. Booth looks to go D to D, now a dump, and York's going to try to do some work here on the forecheck. They send Nico Tack in deep to try to retrieve it and put a couple guys up the half wall, but very quickly St. Viator's able to carry it out of the zone. Here's Neary with some space. He has the puck roll off his stick. Now a shot from Neary, high off the shoulder of Foley, deflects up into the netting with 14:04 left here in the first period. It's 0-0.
York has had their chances in this game so far, but it's been the Lions with the better ones. They have 3 shots on target to the Duke 0, and a couple of their shots looked pretty close. I mean, you saw Foley kind of had to make an awkward position save to stop that puck.
Face-off draw won by St. Viator, but comes out into the neutral zone, Kneeling with a little bit of trouble handling it. We'll just have to dump it right back to the Dukes. Far half wall is Nicholas Sohn, as I believe that's going to be an offsides call. And that'll come back onto the neutral zone. Taking a look at the referee, makes me think he might have not meant to blow the whistle, as Neary was a little bit frustrated. I think they wanted to go in transition there, and the whistle slowed him down.
Yeah, so they're going to have to drop the puck again. This is now the 4th faceoff already in this game, less than 4 minutes in.
Viator wins this one. Goes just past the stick of O'Neill. Jonathan Wood played into Grimaldi. He's got a little trouble handling that here early on. Plays it into the corner. Nearly turned over. Now rink wide comes Tommy O'Neill. O'Neill gives way to Brendan Quinn. Now Wood again with the puck. Circles behind his net. You can see St. Viator's got 2 forwards way up high as this puck chipped into the bench. So we're going to have an offensive zone draw coming for Viator.
It's been anyone's game so far, Max. I mean, York finally has a shot on goal to their name. It's 3-1 in that category, but I keep saying it. Both these teams are having some really good looks on net. I wouldn't be surprised if we see an early goal in this one, maybe even in the next 5 minutes.
Face off won by York. Played into the corner. Comes a Raiden Mueller. He tries to center the puck, the 3-year varsity starter for this Lions team, and gets stopped on its way to net. Mueller now a stretch pass, gets it all the way up ice to right. He has to drop it in deep. Neary below the goal line in the corner retrieves. Now Wright battling, able to get it on. Here's a sharp angle shot, big rebound. Follow-up shot goes just wide of the net. That was Jack Kuffel. Off the rebound, now a turnover. Here's Mueller, goes around one man. Big save by Foley. So Ben Foley early on here with 2 or 3 really big saves to keep us scoreless.
Yeah, he was seeing shot after shot right there. A couple of them missed, but a couple of them he did have to make the stops. Nice composure in net.
Here's a shot from Gorski, blocked out in front by Carson Hart. Eventually the puck coming to Will Manerick. Manerick back checked the entire way by Greg Lee, and Lee's just going to toss it into the offensive zone. So far it's been all the chances for Viator. 1 shot on net for York. Wasn't that high quality of a chance, but we're still scoreless now, under 12 minutes to go in the first. Nutley behind the goal line. He's looking in the slot for somebody in the middle of the ice. No one yet. Manerick makes his way there. He's looking for a pass. Another centering pass. Loose the side of the net. Swept away by York into the corner. Now dropping for Massaro. Trying to get it back to the point. That's Sean Wilson able to play it on just enough, but York comes the other way. Here's Kamienski. But immediately erased. So far that defensive effort we saw in game 1 from St. Viator playing out 6 minutes into this game.
Yeah, they found something that worked against these Dukes, who are such a high-octane offense team and have been all season long. Like I said, they were shut out for the first time all year in SHL play in game 1.
Dylan, correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe they were the only team not to get shut out. I know Loyola had a shutout, New Trier and GBN. I remember them distinctly, and I believe every other team in the SHL had a shutout this season.
Yep, you're exactly right. For the York Dukes, that was the first time in the SHL season, and in all games they had only been shut out twice prior to that. 1 time against a AAA team and 1 time against St. Ignatius in the Thanksgiving Cup.
St. Ignatius, a team we've had a chance to see several times this year. Of course, our sister network, the CCHL network. St. Ignatius, the number 4 team in the state right now, playing really good hockey. Sebastian Wigfield in net, maybe the best goaltender in the entire state. And we know how that can take a team in the playoffs. So we'll see that play out in the A-High playoffs coming up in the next couple of weeks. But first, business to handle here in the SHL is Raiden Mueller's shot, easily gloved by Foley, and we'll get a draw.
Yeah, Mueller didn't have a great lane on that one, but that's the goal, right? Just keep firing pucks on net. And now here with still over 10 minutes to play in the first, Viator has already racked up 6 shots on net, almost 1 per minute.
Face-off draw, shot immediately, still loose right in front of the crease. Viator trying to bury one home, but it's erased by the York defense. That pass misses the stick of Wenzel. And now throwing it right back and taking it is Ty Schaefer. Schaefer gives way to Kneeling, who drops it in deep, and dropping his glove on it is Foley with 10:23 left in the first.
Yeah, I don't blame Foley to make that stoppage like that. He's given the puck up to his teammates to keep the play going once or twice in this game already, but it was only like 5 seconds before the Lions got the puck back, so he just wants another face-off.
Dylan, I know I shouldn't be surprised, but the crowd we have here tonight for a Wednesday night, 9 p.m. puck drop in the suburbs, there is no shortage of enthusiasm for hockey. Here's a shot, but Foley gets just enough of it to keep it out of the net.
Even on the York side, and they're about an hour away.
Battling through traffic to get here on this Wednesday evening, crummy Wednesday evening. If you decided to stay home and watch on your TV or your smartphone or your iPad, we certainly welcome that as well, and glad you could be tuning in from Chicagoland area, really anywhere around the country. We've had viewers from Canada and Mexico. We've had Indonesian viewers here on the stream.
That's what the network's all about.
South Africa, we've had them really all over the world. Anywhere there's YouTube, we seem to have viewers, and a undisciplined penalty from Jake Kneeling after the play. It's going to result in the first power play of the game. And Dylan, you talked before the game with Tim Benz. He talked about how important it was for them to stay out of the box in game 1. That's not a very good example of it there.
Yeah, so York's going to head to the power play first. Again, they didn't have anything to show for it in game 1, but on the season, their power plays had an 18 out of 98. That's an 18.4% and 6th best in the league. As for St. Viator on the other end, an 80.7% is the 7th best penalty kill in the league, so we'll see what this battle turns out like.
Face-off draw, stalemate eventually. It's going to be York taking possession. Greg Lee in the corner. Comes back to Kamienski. Now Plummer drops below the goal line. Sharp angle to Kasia. Backdoor scores! Greg Lee finds the loose puck on the back door, and it's 1-0 York.
Next 5 minutes, Max. What did I tell you? York did not waste any time finding their first goal of the series. It was a play right by the blue paint. As you pull up the replay here, you can see York just setting up. Plummer gets it down low. And then that pass across, Lee is right there, and he's looking at a 6x4. This is going to be a great angle of it.
Oh, and the net was off its post there, and that Grimaldi immediately turns around to the referee to protest. You can see here, as Grimaldi hugs the post, it gets knocked off. He thought that should have been a whistle, no goal. The ref lets him play on.
Wow, yeah, he had a case there, and we've got video to prove it. Wow, that's crazy, but you can't go back on that.
No challenges in high school hockey. We might work on that for next season, but
hey, at least in the games we're here.
For now, it's going to be to the advantage and a power play goal for the Dukes. 9:08 left here in the first. Immediately, St. Viator trying to reestablish, and you talk about St. Viator really controlling the opening 6 or 7 minutes, don't find the goal. York finds one power play, and they find the game's first goal.
Referee couldn't find the tripping call there. I don't know if our cameras picked up on it, but that was clear as day to me.
I'd like to see a replay, but I could almost swear there might have been a little acting job involved there from O'Neill. I'm not sure if that was really a trip, because this is a little bit offside, so that draw will come outside the neutral zone. We don't have a replay of it, but Dylan, I certainly saw the fall, but O'Neill looked like he might have been selling it just a touch.
Yeah, maybe a little bit. I more focus on the trip itself, but you could be right. I'm looking forward to going back and checking it out.
So Robert Plummer and Frank Nicasio are going to get the assists on that opening goal. This again, drop down deep. Now a battle in the corner ensues. 4 or 5 bodies coming out with it. Scores! Is Iori. Just about 90 seconds later, York finds the second goal of the game. It's 2-0 Dukes.
Oh my goodness, that's the exact start that head coach Matt Boeing was looking for out of his Dukes, to be up 2 already here with 8:26 to go. We'll get this replay pulled up. You can see the puck just by the goal line.
He comes off the half wall, and it looks like maybe at the last second, one of the Viator defensemen kind of shielded Grimaldi. Regardless, now 2-0 York with 8:26 left in the first.
Here's York's first face-off win in the last 5 puck drops.
I mean, everything about this game should be going Viator's way. Face-off, shots on goal, but it's York with a 2-0 lead.
Oh, there's a big hit right by the Viator bench, Max.
Comes all the way down to Foley. Stasia plays on. Now passing the puck to himself. Here's a 2-on-1 for York. Another shot. And I think that went off the crossbar up into the netting. No, it's off the shoulder of Grimaldi, says the referee, so we'll stay for an offensive zone draw for the Dukes.
Boy, that was a really impressive play by Nico Tack. He grabbed the puck out of midair, got it around one defender just before that replay started, and then he came right in on net, right circle, and got a good enough of a shot on it to fool the goaltender. But now Booth to the penalty box? What have we here?
I certainly didn't see that during the play. Maybe something happened after the play. I didn't see a signal from the official either. Let's see if Game Sheet's going to tell us what happened there.
Nevertheless, Viator now goes to the power play on the season. 20 out of 108, 18.5, 5th best in the league. For the penalty kill on York's side, 3rd best in the league, 87.5%.
Ooh, a big hit behind as Minerick went to play the puck. Gorski throwing his body around, trying to waste some time here on the penalty kill. Now coming with a head of steam is Riedenmuller. He'll shoot it in on net. Took a crazy bounce. Nearly skipped past Foley. He was fortunate that wasn't on target. That would have gotten by him. Now settling behind Minerick. He'll lead the rush for St. Viator. Gets it wide to Riedenmuller. Mueller's going to skate down below the goal line all the way behind the net. He's looking for somebody back up top. Tries against Minerick, but turns it over to Plummer. Plummer with great speed and a huge stick check there from Minerick. As that stick comes up high, that should be a high sticking. Looking around the rink, no call. A blatant high stick, not called against York.
He needed help to get to the bench. He was right by the door, but he was telling his teammates, hey, open the door for me. I don't know if I can get up onto my feet.
That was nasty, and it was right in front of what looked like right in front of one of the linesmen and one of the referees. But we'll play on. 30 seconds remaining on the power play here. York able to clear it again. So far, all the breaks going the Dukes' way here early on. Kneeling, rink wide, plays a 2-man game with Harrer. Back to Kneeling. He goes through with the legs of one man. He shoots. Big glove save by Foley. Now wraparound, trying to stuff the puck in, is Kneeling. Getting it back up top to Hennigan. Hennigan has the puck taken off his stick and cleared, and that's the end of the power play. Back to 5-on-5 action.
That one shot on goal at the end was the only one they had all power play long, keeping Foley cold.
Spinach fires this in, and Grimaldi's going to take a whistle, and we'll reset here with an offensive zone draw coming for York. You see here at the end, right, just crawling it back to the bench. I don't think we have a replay of the exact moment where he got whacked in the neck, but it was clearly a high stick on Bobby Plummer. But no call, Dylan, and we'll play on.
And no call on that, no call on the trip. We'll see. You know, it's a theme of the playoffs in hockey. The refs usually let them play a little bit more, are a little bit more lenient when they see penalties.
I'm okay with that, with the roughing penalties, with some of the borderline cross-checking penalties, with some of those penalties. But when you get things like trips and high sticks that are just very black and white rules, you've got to enforce those. And that starts to be where that mentality of swallowing the whistle in the playoffs kind of loses me a little bit. If you want to swallow the whistle a little bit on judgment penalties, I'm okay with that. But if you have a by the rule book, you hit him in the face with the stick, you got to call that.
Yeah, no doubt about that, Max.
Here's a centering pass coming off the half wall and cleared by St. Viator. Now centering to Massaro, and Despinich is there to take that off of a danger plate. In behind Nico Tack. He turns the puck over. Flying elbow hits Manerick. He kind of looks around like that's not a penalty either. It's not. York getting away with some physical play here early on. This puck just goes a little bit too far. No icing. Nutley able to check a man to try to keep it in the zone. Comes off the half wall to Taylor in the slot. Taylor with a shot and a big save by Foley.
You can tell St. Viator is doing everything they can right now to get themselves back in the game. They're already down 2. They do not want to head into the first brief intermission without a goal on the board. They only had 2 last game, but either way.
Tommy O'Neill, the leading goal scorer for this St. Viator side. He had a good look early on, wasn't able to bury it. Here's Kamienski. He finds Elijah Moorer. He can't play on. Now Wenzel racing to chase the puck in the York zone. Coming out with it, Kamienski. He'll just bury the puck down. Comes centering puck to Nicasia. He couldn't handle it in the high slot. He had a lot of space, and he would have had a shot on goal for sure. And now dropped by Wenzel, and that's going to be an icing. I want to thank our great sponsors here on the SHL Network: CCTY Bearing, Christopher Burke Engineering, Stormy's Tavern and Grill, Glassa, the Great Lakes Adaptive Sports Association, York Hockey, Loyola Hockey, Wintrust Bank, Lake Forest Bank and Trust, a Wintrust Community Bank, Kramer Construction, Brian C. Mueller of Edward Jones Financial Advisory, and Schmidt Goaltending. We thank all of our great sponsors for their support of the SHL and the SHL Game of the Week. And we don't say it lightly, folks. We wouldn't be able to bring you 2 or 3 playoff games a week without these great sponsors. So we thank them. And for more information on any of those sponsors, head to thescholastichockeyleague.org. You can find more information on all of them on the league website. We got 3:55 left here in the first period in a 2-0 York lead.
That face-off win by York was their 5th of the game. St. Viator already with 11, so they're killing them in the face-off department.
We talked about it, Dylan, and in the shots department as well. St. Viator up 12-6, up 11-5, and face-offs have the better of play for the most part. Somehow, Dylan, they're down 2-0.
Yeah, that's the way it goes. Hockey is the most random of the sports. The stats mean less in hockey than they do in any other sport, in my opinion.
Puck goes all the way down from Reed Mueller. Harrer tries to catch up with it. Instead, it comes to Nolan Stasia. Battling on the half wall is P.J. Hennigan trying to pry it free. O'Neill was waiting in the middle of the ice. Now he chases behind the goal line. Good body check, but not able to take possession of the Lions. This stretch pass misses everybody and goes the length for icing. 2:56 left here in the first period, 2-0 York.
Just to add, York with the lead right now in the regular season, Max, when they have the lead after one period, they actually don't have a regulation loss to their name. 10-0-1 when just leading after the first. Unbelievable stuff for the Dukes. And go ahead and subscribe, why don't you?
Yeah, subscribe to the YouTube channel. Get alerts when we've got new events. Jimmy the Wiz always on top of our social media. Dylan, of course, participates on the SHL Network and Scholastic Hockey League website as well. It's a team effort here on the SHL Network, bringing you great coverage of high school hockey all around the area. Eventually, Hennigan's not able to play it deep, but Carson Hart has to take it back behind his own circle. With a head of steam, he goes around his net. Greg Lee checks the man into the boards. O'Neill tries to dump the puck, rolls off his stick, comes to Bobby Plummer. and far enough for an icing, so we'll head back down into the York zone. 2:06 left in the first.
Yeah, you mentioned, Max, it was a 3-1 win for Loyola Gold earlier tonight at Heartland, and they're moving on to the semifinals and just getting underway as we speak. Game 2 between Nutria Green and Carmel Catholic. Nutria leads that series 1-0. There's another quick save for Foley.
So we'll keep you updated as we get updates on the Carmel Nutria game. As Dylan teased at the top of the broadcast, somehow St. Viator comes back tonight and Nutria wins. We'll have our semifinals set by the end of the evening. Oh, and we're going to get a trip on Moore, and I do not like that call, Dylan. And I think that was a earned penalty, to say it delicately, by York. We'll take another look at it. Oh, man, that is really tough. I suppose by the letter of the law, but
yeah, that's just what you were talking about earlier, wasn't it? I mean, yes, he definitely did get a little piece of him, maybe oversold the fall, but either way, the trip was there, and now it's going to be the second power play for the Dukes, where in their first one, Max, it was just one shot on goal 30 seconds in, and it went to the twine. Faceoff wins a great start.
Kaminsky gets the puck back at the point. Now up top from Nicosia. His rings it wide. A shot from Stasia. Now cleared by St. Viator. 1:37 left in the period. 1:40 on the power play for York. They scored a goal in their first power play opportunity just a few minutes ago. Greg Lee has the puck roll off his stick. Comes to Stasia.
Nice job by the Lions defending their blue line here while they're shorthanded. They're not letting York get in cleanly.
They're going to force them to dump the puck in deep and go dig it out of the corners if they can, except for Greg Lee's able to get into the zone. Now centering past to Plummer. He has the puck checked off his stick. Plummer gets it right back. Stasia, near side point's going to drop it down below. Greg Lee below the goal line. Near half wall, trying to decide what to do, goes back up to Kaminsky. Here's Nicosia. Back up top, Kaminsky, high slot shot, blocked in front by Harrer. Here's a shot from Plummer, deflected, just missed the far post. Nicosia behind the goal. He can't get to that puck. Now collision in the corner.
Just 23 seconds left in this period.
Kaminsky drops it below, and Kneeling steps in front of this one. He tries to take something shorthanded. He probably could have ended this period if he dumped it. Instead, Kaminsky, they get one more chance with 7 seconds left in the period. Instead, now it'll be cleared by St. Viator, and that will be the end of the first period. So after one, a period dominated by York on the shots chart, dominated by York on the face-off draw, excuse me, I should say dominated by St. Viator in the shot total and in this face-off draw, they're up 2-0.
Yeah, and I said it before, that's the way it goes sometimes. That's the exact start that York needed. Finding holes in Grimaldi early. You know, I wouldn't be all too surprised if at some point in this game, even if York does not get another goal, the Viator coach will switch it up and go with Massaro just to get a fresh face in there and some fresh legs as well.
We'll find out in the second period. Coming up in just a couple of moments, we're going to step aside, catch our breath, come back with second period action in a couple of minutes right here on your home for SHL Playoff Hockey, YouTube Live. Welcome back live to second period action here at Mount Prospect Ice Arena alongside Dylan Ward. I'm Max Anderson. Game 2 of this SHL quarterfinal between York and St. Viator. It was a lopsided effort in the first period on behalf of St. Viator, both in the shot totals and in the face-off draws, but where it matters on the scoreboard, it was lopsided for York, a 2-0 lead. Comes into the corner here, tries to dig it out. A few bodies battling for position. Still in the corner, now finally coming out. A shot from the near point. Another shot comes out into the slot. Follow-up chance and a big glove save from Foley. So an early opportunity, just 40 seconds into the second period for St. Viator. Ben Foley up to the task.
Yeah, he's already had to make 16 stops on the 16 shots he's faced. He's been perfect. He's looked very calm, composed in net. I don't blame Matt Boeing for going with Foley here in game 2 instead of Kazmarek because he's been a rock, at least in the first period and a bit of the second here.
Face-off comes behind. Point-blank chance, trying to stuff it home. Still loose, side of the net. Follow-up shot from Hoffman. Foley just gets enough to keep it out. Good positioning from the referee there. That puck was never secured by Foley. He didn't blow the whistle, let the play on. Taylor able to keep it in, and Foley calmly holds that. St. Viator side getting a little bit restless with the officiating. They feel like there's been a couple of calls, and it will be the back referee who does send off Matt Moore.
Boy, Jimmy, that was a great view of that chance right and close. Foley was just able to get a piece of it on his backhand, but you said it, Max. More to the box than Viator. Now going to get their second power play. They're 0 for 1 with one shot.
That felt like a lobbying effort. This St. Viator team's really been on the officials. A couple of missed calls I think me and you both saw up here. I think they've been in their ear, and when Matt Moore got a little bit too much after the play, sometimes working the refs does pay off. I think that's what happened right there. Here's Quinn.
It's a slashing call.
And that's going to be cleared all the way down ice. 15:49 left here in the second. Quickly able to clear the zone is York. Kuffel gets it onto Kneeling, far side. Off the boards trying to find Massaro, but a good active stick from 73 in white, Jonathan Wood. Gets that back out of the neutral zone. Now Hart tries to play it deep. He's locked up there. Hennigan carries it into the zone. He gets it rink wide to Massaro. Massaro, he's turned around, pulled down to the ice. No call, will play on. Hennigan, far corner. There's a York Duke without a stick. Here's a shot from Kneeling, deflected in front. Kept out by Foley and cleared by Plummer.
Feel like if it's possible to even say this has been a great power play and a great penalty kill by York. Viator's had their fair share of chances, but the Dukes have been shutting them down.
49 seconds left on the power play for St. Viator. Mueller has his puck turned into the corner. Now he's got to go dig it out. Eventually comes out to Wilson. And now 30 seconds left on the power play for St. Viator. Dropped into the zone. Here's Neary. He's able to win it. Point blank chance, follow-up chance, big save from Foley. On the back door, Reed Mueller was waiting for it. And another big save from 92 in white.
Foley just made his 20th save, and it was a showstopper. This will be a great view. Watch the right pad as he is tracking the puck behind the goal line. St. Viator makes a couple of tic-tac-toe passes, gets it out, and just closes the door on that 1 foot wide gap. That's an amazing stop. Maybe even the.
Yeah, certainly an early contender for our Schmidt goaltending save of the game. I know better than to call that this early, but we'll certainly file that one away with 8 seconds left here on the power play. That'll just about do it for St. Viator as they had one really high quality chance, but nothing to show for it. Back to full strength for the Dukes. carrying and dropping it in is Carson Hart. Neary in the corner. Tries to get it back to the point, and Wilson still battling. Now the far half wall was Hayden Kraus for York. This stretch pass off the stick of Sohn goes all the way down ice. Hart back to get it. Now Connor Taylor trying to get a stretch pass up ice. Oh, and a cross check, a bad penalty there for Reed Mueller. He looks in disgust, but that is about as textbook a cross check as you're going to see. And York's going to head to the power play.
And the victim, Michael Iori, looks back to the York student section and hypes up the fans. York's now going to have their third power play, and boy, has their man advantage looked solid in this contest yet. They get a chance here to extend their lead to 3-0. By the way, I should mention, the second period is where York absolutely shines. Anyhow, 34-15 goal difference, plus 19 is third best in the SHL. They want to add some insurance runs here.
So face-off going to come to the right of Grimaldi with 13-19 left here in the second, and a man advantage for the Dukes. Face-off won by York. Comes back to Kaminsky. Plummer top of the circle, drops to Kaminsky. He'll go below the goal line. Back near far circle, shot saved by Grimaldi. Back to Kaminsky, top of the circle again. Back high slot, Plummer. Kaminsky below the goal line. Nicosia. He looks, turns, shoots, deflected wide of the net. Following it up is Stasia. Kaminsky and Lee battling behind the goal to get possession. Centering pass, Plummer able to kick it to his stick. And we're going to get a penalty right in front of the net. Interference going to be the call against York, and their power play is going to be cut short. Greg Lee is going to head to the box.
Jimmy, if we can see that right in front of the net, yeah. Let's see what the penalty is. Yeah, Gregory Lee, boy, it really looked like Ty Schaefer leaned into that one a little bit, but he does draw the interference call, and we're going to go to 4-on-4.
A crafty play by Ty Schaefer. You could see him just looking over his shoulder. He sees Greg Lee coming. Maybe a little bit of an acting job there as well, Dylan, but at the end of the day, it was Greg Lee who forced his way in front of the net, and we're going to balance this out 4-on-4.
By the way,
minute 20.
Excuse me, Max, just to update you, it's still scoreless in Winnetka as of right now. It's a 9-2 shot advantage for the Trevs, though, in period one.
A 20-10 shot advantage for the Lions here, and they trail 2-0. Now another trip right in front of the net, and no call there.
Whether you call some penalties or don't call some penalties, all you got to do is be consistent if you're these referees.
I think that's the maddening part right now for St. Viator, and it does seem like so far it's been St. Viator. It's kind of had the worst of the penalty luck. Below the goal line, 4-on-4, lots of room on the ice. Pond hockey is a good friend of the network, Taylor Ramold, always likes to remind us. A lot more room for some offensive creativity. Here's Mara with some space, but Wilson able to recover. Wilson tries to drop it deep, stopped at the blue line by Quinn and cleared. Down to Spinach, carries over the blue line. Tries to draw around Hart, gets it back, he scores! Zachary to Spinach, off the relentless play, makes it 3-0 York. And off the bench, in a hurry, comes Michael Massaro. He's going to replace Dominic Grimaldi, whose evening's going to end with 11:34 left in the second.
What a moment for number 2, white and green. Zach Spinach did not have a goal all regular season, and the only points he had were 2 assists. The defenseman gets maybe the biggest goal of his life, and it's 3-0 on the 4-on-4 special teams tally.
So we teased it before the game that Dominic Grimaldi's stellar performance in Game 1 earned him a Game 2 start here. And that Game 2 start's going to come to an end.
Well, now his only batting 700 in terms of save percentage on the 3 goals he's allowed. He's seen 10 shots, not the start he was hoping for or Coach Benz was hoping for, so now Massaro gets his chance.
I think that might have been the quickest I've ever seen a backup goaltender hop over the bench after a goal.
It's probably by design. They knew that if there was a goal coming at some point.
I mean, Despinich scored. I turned just out of curiosity to see if Viator would make a change, and Massaro was already almost halfway to the net.
You can give an assist to Shane Gorski on the Despinich goal, nothing on the secondary.
Now Viator finds themselves trailing by 3 goals. Tall mountain to climb. There's certainly the offensive horses on this Lions side to do it, but they got to get going in a hurry. Schaefer, near point, drops it down on the half boards. Right curls off him, shoots on net, just wide of the far post. Kneeling able to keep it in. That's the end of the power play as St. Viator had about 30 seconds of man advantage after that 4-on-4. Reed Mueller gets at top of the circle. He shoots deflected and over the stick of Kneeling. Massaro touching the puck for the first time. Comes in behind Lee, fresh off of his stint in the penalty box. Tries to turn the puck over, and looks like York's able to collect right at center ice. Curry spins it all the way down ice. Schaefer looking for a stretch pass, knocked down by Plummer. Now Lee behind the goal, tries to stuff attempt loose right in the crease. And Manerick, in a hurry, has to clear that out of a dangerous area. 9:40 left here in the second. Here's Gorski. Gorski with a ton of space, shoots, fought off, follow-up shot from Lee. And I couldn't tell if the second save was also by Massaro or a defenseman. Though with 9:33 left in the second, still 3-0.
Yeah, Lee already with a goal in this contest. He was trying to bat that rebound out of midair. If we could get a replay of that, it would be spectacular. But either way, we'll have that offensive zone face-off for York. And I mean, Max, 9:33 left in the second. It still looks like St. Viator is the better team play-wise, but York just keeps on coming. They're taking advantage of their opportunities, and that's the reason they have a 3-zip lead right now.
Face-off now won by St. Viator, volleyed off the boards. Getting the puck in deep, trying to center the pass to Nutley. Now Nutley behind is pinned by 24 Aaron Curry for York. And Sohn carries it out for the Dukes. He'll play it in deep. Kraus, this depth line for York getting a chance. Up 3 goals. Your head coach, Matt Bowen, you can start rolling your lines a little bit. Stay in control of this game. Keep your guys fresh. As Moore is going to drop this in deep. Gorski, or excuse me, Sohn tries to retrieve behind the goal line. Now a little bit sloppy here. It's a 2-on-1 for St. Viator. Big opportunity, Massaro coming down the slot. Shot, Foley gives up a rebound. Second chance, and it's held by Foley. And a late whistle as Evan Wenzel came in to try to poke it in. I don't think he did anything wrong there. I think we just had a little bit of a slow whistle from our referees, but the York defenseman didn't like it.
Yeah, that first shot, it wasn't much of a rebound, but Foley definitely did allow a rebound. And you said it, Wenzel just tries to get in there and whack it home, and yeah, it didn't look like any malicious intent from him in terms of getting a stick on the opposing goaltender, but maybe the Dukes perceived it that way and came to bail out Foley. Either way, it's going to be an offensive zone draw here for the Lions.
8:31 left here in the second period. Face off won by York. They can't clear as it's knocked down in the offensive zone for Viator. Touch pass as Nico Tack carries up ice. And a big hit, high hit as Taylor didn't like it. He gives Despinich a shove after he gets rid of the puck. Carson Hart battling, trying to shuffle the puck along. That's going to be in a hand pass. As Ryan Booth just tossed that puck forward just a little bit too much. Can't do that. It's going to come back out in the neutral zone.
New Trier has taken the lead over in Winnetka, 1-0, 14 shots on goal to 4. Blake Faulkner was the guy that scored the goal. Chesson and Balls both got assists. So New Trier, who's also looking to close out their series just like the Lions, are off to a good start.
And as it stands right now, Friday night at Addison Ice Arena is where the York Dukes want to be. They're trying to force a game 3, and they're in great shape thus far halfway through the game. Elijah Moore battling in the corner. Kaminsky comes to assist. Puck comes loose and taken away by Wilson. Now far side wing is Tommy O'Neill. He'll just drop it into the corner. Try to go win a board battle. Comes out to Hennigan, and Wilson can't keep it in at the point. O'Neill again giving chase on the forecheck below the goal line. Pinching in, trying to keep it in, and able to are the Lions. Here's O'Neill, sharp angle. He stops, looking for a centering pass, and a great play by Brendan Quinn to tie up his stick below the goal. Comes up top. Here's a shot from Hart right into the chest of Foley. And Dylan, you're seeing senior Ben Foley confidence soar as this game continues to go along. He is very strong in net so far tonight.
No doubt about that. Grimaldi was the star of Game 1. Now Foley's making a case for himself to be the star of Game 2. 24 saves and a shutout to this point.
A little bit rush getting started here, so we'll drop it again to the left of Foley, but talked about the debate that Tim Benz had on his hands following Game 1. If Foley keeps this performance up, I think Matt Bowie's going to have the same question. Greg Lee, he tries to turn and shoot, not able to. This puck, if it gets far enough, will be icing. And it will. No, icing wave just at the last second.
He was thinking about it, changed his mind.
It almost looked like he started to bring the whistle to his lips. The linesman at the last second lowered it and waved his hands. And, into the second period, Dylan started to get some snow build up. He slowed the puck down just enough. Now a couple of York Dukes doing some body checking behind the goal line. And we're going to get a penalty out of it and a scuffle after the fact. Tension starting to boil up here at Mount Prospect Ice Arena.
Curry needs to be held back by both Lee and Gorski. He was throwing punches down to the Viator player laying on the ice.
And let's take a look if we get a view exactly what happened. It doesn't look like we're going to get it from that angle. Maybe camera 2 might be able to give us what happened on that play. And somehow Viator ends up in the box as well. I'm not really sure how that happened there, Dylan.
Oh boy, and the Viator skater in there is very frustrated. He puts his head down, trying to catch that number.
Jimmy, can we get that replay one more time? Other camera. Here's the wide view. Let's see if we can see why Curry was so upset on that play. Nothing so far. He's the one with the big hit and the penalty. I guess he's taken down behind. He then shoves the back of the head of, couldn't tell who that was down on the ice.
Yeah.
If we end up with simply just coincidentals here, that seems like, again, a case where St. Viator can't be very happy.
Well, let's see. It looks like they've come to a decision. Right now there's a penalty on the York side of the scoreboard, but we'll see how long that lasts.
That's Aaron Curry. He's already in the box, and so far just a 2-minute minor.
By the way, with a little downtime, the Carmel Catholic Corsairs have tied the game in Winnetka. Looks like Kyler Gornick, assisted by Harubin, was the tying mark with just 9 seconds left in the first. How clutch is that for the Corsairs?
So Carmel not looking to end their series just yet. They're also going in the CCHL playoffs. They'll play Game 1 against St. Ignatius tomorrow night. A busy season for the Carmel Corsairs.
No kidding. 27 regular season games in this league, 20 in the CCHL, plus all those intermittent tournaments and trips and whatnot. They've got themselves a busy schedule.
So back here at Mount Prospect, it's just going to be coincidental minors.
Well,
it is going to be a 2 and a 10. Someone's going to head to the box.
So it's a power play for St. Viator for 2 minutes. Normal 5-on-4. Okay.
So a 2 and a 10 goes against Curry. So here's Monerick, winds up. He shoots, looking for a deflection on the way, never got it. And Foley's not letting that in.
Only been on the power play 3 times coming into this one, but already 5 shots on those 3 power plays, and there's one right there. Something York has not been able to do on their power plays, just 1 shot on 3.
Got a great look as Hoffman was looking for the deflection on the way to net. This will be cleared by Plummer all the way down ice with 6 minutes left to go here in the second period.
Speaking of those statistics, it was St. Viator with such a dominant period at the dot in the first, but it's been York up 8-4 on faceoffs in the second.
Now this dumped down to Tommy O'Neill along the near side boards, trying to pry it free. Now comes to Monerick. Here's a shot. Massaro, it's still loose. Foley had no idea where that puck was. Eventually taken away by York, and Gorski going to hold the puck for at least a little bit. And taking a glove and a whistle is Massaro.
5 shorthanded goals on the season for York. They are not a team to be reckoned with when they're shorthanded. They know how to come up ice and pressure even when they're down a man, and Gorski just displayed that to us right there, putting that shot on net and into Massaro's glove. Just his 4th save since he's come in relief.
1:06 left here in the second period, 3-0 York, as they've added to their lead here in the second period, getting 1 second period goal to make it 3-0. Jack Kuffel with the puck. He can't carry it in. Cleared back down. 50 seconds to go on the power play. Here's Kneeling. He chips the puck in right at center ice. He takes a big hit as he lets it go. 30 seconds left here on the power play. Now Massaro gets it on to Kneeling. Kneeling winds up, bluffs a shot. Instead, goes along the half wall to Hennigan. Here's a shot looking for a deflection, didn't get one. And cleared by York. 18 seconds left on the power play. 4:34 in the period. Now Moorer, shorthanded, gets the puck. He's going to, at the very least, look to waste a little bit of time here. Eventually comes loose. Hennigan's pass left just short of center ice. And an ill-advised icing from St. Viator. I want to thank our great sponsors here on the SHL Network: CCTY Bearing, Christopher Burke Engineering, Stormy's Tavern and Grill, Glass, the Great Lakes Adaptive Sports Association, York Hockey, Loyola Hockey, Wintrust Bank, Lake Forest Bank and Trust, Wintrust Community Bank, Kramer Construction, Brian C. Mueller of Edward Jones Financial Advisory, and Schmidt Goaltending. 4:23 left in the second period. Power play for St. Viator about to come to an end. And back to full strength are the York Dukes with 4:15 left in the second. Wenzel plays it off the half wall. And bringing the puck forward is Carson Hart. He's checked behind the play, Hart against the boards. He gets right back up. Now far circle deflected up in the netting, and an offensive zone draw to come for St. Viator.
Quite a few special teams opportunities in this game so far. St. Viator already with 4 power plays, York with 3. That's not too surprising for the Lions. They find themselves in 3rd place in both the power plays per game and penalty kills per game. Both of them just at about 3.9%, or 3.9 per game, I should say.
Here's a stretch pass from York, comes all the way back to Sean Wilson. Now Taylor, centering pass, shot from Hoffman, and Foley with another save. Foley now up to 24 saves on the evening. Yet to yield a goal. Here's Hoffman below the goal line trying to pry it free. You know, St. Viator's thinking if they can find one here at the end of the period, they certainly feel like they can find two in the third. Wind up, big shot, knocked down in front and taken away by Cole Antonio, and that's going to be a penalty.
Speak of the devil, there's another one, Max.
Interference against St. Viator. So all the success St. Viator had in game one, Tim Benz talked about it before. We've talked about it a couple of times on the broadcast tonight, Dylan. Had a lot to do with staying out of the box. Penalties are starting to pile up on the Viator side.
Yeah, I was just saying that now both of these two teams have taken 4 penalties in this game so far. 5 for York, actually, if you count the 2 and the 10 as 2 separate penalties. But now it's going to be a York power play. They are 1 for 3 coming into this one.
Evan Wenzel, the guilty party for St. Viator. They'll be shorthanded for 2 of the final 3:18 here in the second.
Should mention in those 3 power plays, the Dukes only have 1 shot on goal, and it was a goal.
That's sufficient, Dylan. 1 shot, 1 goal in the power play. That'll get it done. Here's a shot, side of the net, backhanded. Another stuff attempt, and fought off by Massaro. Now Kaminsky, side of the circle, Plummer. Back to Plummer on the face-off dot, deflected up into the netting. And an offensive zone draw to come for the Dukes.
Well, there is the first shorthanded save the Lions have had to make. And they did get a shot there, but Massaro was able to stop that from going in. And we wind down to the end of the second period. This is not where the Lions want to be. You were just saying it. There's such a big difference of getting that first goal on the board in this kind of position before the break.
1:29 left on the man advantage for York. This feels like the biggest moment of the game, Dylan. If York finds one more, point-blank chance, Kemped out. Still rattling around. Goal comes off its post, so we'll get a whistle. But Dylan, you get the feeling that York finds one more here before the end of the period, 4-0 going into the third. We might have a different game, and I know your eyes just lit up, Dylan, and I'll let you share the news.
The Carmel Catholic Corsairs have just scored, and I mean just. They haven't even said who it is on game sheet yet, but well,
just took it down.
Maybe it was an error. Oh, my goodness. They had Carmel up 2-0 for a moment, but now they switched it to Neutral Green up 2-1. I meant to say 2-1 when I said 2-0. Tyler Smith, they just hit the wrong button on the iPad down there, but Neutral Green is now back in the lead.
I know we're all live and dying with every moment of that game to see if we have our semifinal matchups. As of right now, it looks like we won't. Looks like we're going to have to wait at least till Friday night as this shot on net gets deflected up into the netting. St. Viator wants the draw to come out into the neutral zone, but it looks like it's going to stay right in the St. Viator zone.
Well, one thing that's interesting, Max, is that even if this game does go to game 3, if Neutral Green beats Carmel, then we will know the matchups because these two are the middle seeds, so it's almost like they're the same seed, you know, with the whole reseeding thing, if you know how that works at home.
That's a good point. That is a very good point. 2:21 left here in the second period. 1:02 on the power play for York. Been a bit of a start and stop power play. We've had several face-offs here in the last couple of minutes. This one won by York, but we get an immediate whistle. The face-off violation. We'll do it again, and it'll be a different member of the St. Viator side to take the draw. And Tim Benz is going to make a change. And now the referee's going to say no. It's got to be the same guys.
Wow.
I'll be honest with you, Dylan, I do not know that exact rule.
It looks like they're going to let Mueller and Wright both go to the bench. Well, I guess
they were the ones trying to come on the ice. So
gotcha. Yeah, wow.
I suppose the face-off violation does not let you change skaters. Here's sharp angle shot. Massaro fights it off. Still loose in the crease. Backhanded shot. Massaro was well out of his net, but able to keep it out enough and force it out into the neutral zone with 40 left here in the period, or in the power play. Now shorthanded comes O'Neill. Comes to the stick of Neary. Looked like he was hooked. Didn't get the call. O'Neill, side of the net. Backdoor shot. Scores! Sean Wilson, shorthanded, finds the shot and buries it for St. Viator, and they get a critical late second period goal to make it 3-1.
The St. Viator Lions, Max, only had 2 short-handed goals all season long. Now Gavin Wright makes that 3, but it was a great pass. Tommy O'Neill first found the puck on the zone entry from neutral ice, and he led the rush into the zone. It went to the near corner, and that pass was made right to right. And that was O'Neill with the pass as well. He had a wide open cage, and there is that first goal before the break. So crucial if the Lions have a case to come back here.
So 26 seconds remain on the power play for York, but what a massive moment in this game when you felt like St. Viator might be slipping away in this. They get the shorty with 1:45 left in the second. Now York wins the opening face-off after that goal for St. Viator. Six seconds left now, and the advantage for York is getting ready to come out of the box. Here's Evan Wenzel. Yeah, he comes. We're back to full strength here, 5-on-5 with 1:15 left in the second period. Near circle takes a shot, goes wide of the net. Wright trying to track it down. Instead, Neary gets the puck. He's just going to wrap it around the boards to Reed Mueller. Reed Mueller been mostly neutralized here tonight for St. Viator. Such an important piece of this St. Viator team, second on the team in points with 21, and certainly one of the leaders of this team. Hasn't produced much tonight, but that can change in a hurry for 89 in blue. Here's Nicosia trying to get it out, but Spinach had the puck stopped, and St. Viator's check brings the break the other way. Neary's shot deflected into the corner with 30 seconds to go. Schaefer was waiting back at the blue line. Now he'll retreat as Nicosia is able to win the puck, play it down ice. Schaefer, a little bit of trouble as the stick of Nicosia gets stuck in the midsection of Schaefer, and now settling it down is Nutley. Comes loose. Minerick trying to reach it at the end of the period, and a big save by Foley. Now comes the Massaro. He'll shoot, just misses the far post right as the buzzer sounds, and that will do it for the second period.
Wow, somehow the Lions found that last second chance, and Gavin Wright just not able to get that by the near side. As I say near, I mean to our camera of the goaltender, and well, that's the end of 2. We'll head into the break.
So after 2 periods, a late second period goal from the Lions has narrowed this to a 2-goal margin as we head to the third period. But we'll take a timeout, catch our breath. We'll come back with third period action in just a couple of minutes right here on your home for SHL Playoff Hockey YouTube Live. Welcome back live to third period action here at Mount Prospect Ice Arena for Game 2 of this quarterfinal matchup between the York Dukes and the St. Viator Lions. St. Viator comes in with a 1-0 series advantage, but through 2 periods, it's a 3-1 lead for the York Dukes. And for more on how they'll look to close out tonight, we'll send it down to ice level. We're Dylan Ward standing by with York head coach Matt Boeing. Dylan.
Thanks so much, Max. Coach, the 2 goals in the first period were a dream start for your side after that defensive performance from the Lions in Game 1. What changed in Game 2?
Yeah, I mean, special teams are going to win games right now in the SHL. Every team's coming out for it, so got that first power play goal, staying disciplined, and, once you get the first one, it's a different kind of game. So now we're just going to keep on firing away.
You're in a good spot here, up by 2 with 1 period left. What has to happen to close this one out with a win and force a third game?
Yeah, I mean, face-offs are huge right now, getting possession and then blocking shots. Stevenson's a dump and chase team. That first, whoever gets that puck first is going to have possession, and, got to be patient and play our game.
Thanks so much. Max, back up to you. Thank you.
Thank you, Dylan. And Matt Boeing, who's really resurrected this York program, having a tremendous season, finishing as a 5 seed here in the or I should say a 4 seed in the SHL, and certainly one of the state's top teams, and will be competing for that state championship come March. Just a couple of weeks away, less than a month. In fact, it was 4 weeks from Sunday. Will be the championship game at the Edge Ice Arena in Bensonville. Not at the United Center this year, a little bit of change of venue. We'll be at the Edge this year, as will the state quarters and semis as well. Over at that barn right next to O'Hare Airport. But both of these teams with some work to do before then. Both have eyes on an SHL championship and very real aspirations. You talk to people around the league this year, some years there's 1, 2, maybe 3 teams that might compete for an SHL championship. I'd say we have close to 5 and 6. GBS certainly doesn't want to be left out of that discussion. They're in the semifinals. But of course, these 2 teams feel like they've got eyes on an SHL championship. As of course do Loyola and New Trier. Carmel's still trying to have something to say about that in their matchup. But as wide open as this league and really the state has felt in the high school level, Dylan, in some years, really around the state, the talent level that's staying home to play high school hockey is high as ever.
Yeah, and you were just talking about it. I can't remember a year I've been following hockey at this level where there's so much parity, so much belief that really any team can win.
We said it in the first period, I'll say it again. This is just a quarterfinal Game 2, and we have an absolutely electric atmosphere here tonight. It's past 10 p.m. local time here in Chicago, and there's well over 500 people packed around the rink right now. And
2 huge student sections from both sides. It's really such a treat to see.
So we'll get an icing right off the opening draw. It's going to be an offensive zone opportunity for the York Dukes, who, Dylan, you can't underscore enough how much the game changed with that late second period goal with St. Viator entering down just 2 instead of 3 in this third period.
It's just 1 goal, Max, but it's such a huge difference when you cut a 3-goal lead down to 2. It's just got a different feeling to it. It's got a different energy level to it, and more belief involved.
And there gets to a point when, Ben Foley, I believe, stopped the first 26 shots on goal. You get a goalie that does that long enough, you start to wonder if you're ever going to get one by him. And as soon as you do, you build that confidence. But here's a 2-on-1. That pass a little bit behind Greg Lee. He can't quite put it in on net. Goes up into the netting. And an offensive zone draw. No, it's going to be a neutral zone draw. No deflection on that. That was clean into the netting from Greg.
Yeah, Lee, that pass was at his skates, and he did finally corral it and get it to his forehand, but just not in time to get a good look on net. Mazzaro had already come across, and all he could do was really fire it, and it went high.
Now this play off the draw. No icing on that play. Ryder's able to keep it in. Ben Foley down to our right. Michael Massaro to our left, who did not start the game. It was Dominic Grimaldi who got his second straight start in this series, but He was lifted after 3 goals in the first 22 minutes of gameplay. It's been Massaro since, and York hasn't scored. This pass off the wall, but could have been a York Duke that played it, so we'll wave icing with 15:45 left here in the third. Matt Moore just past the stick of Kaminsky, and this will be an icing as it reaches all the way down. Want to thank our great sponsors here on the SHL Network: CCTY Bearing, Christopher Burke Engineering, Stormy's Tavern and Grill, GLASA, the Great Lakes Adaptive Sports Association, York Hockey, Loyola Hockey, Wintrust Bank, Lake Forest Bank and Trust, a Wintrust Community Bank, Kramer Construction, Brian C. Mueller of Edward Jones Financial Advisory, and Schmidt Goaltending. We're certainly on the lookout for the Schmidt Goaltending save of the game. I think to this point, it's still Ben Foley's save down to our left with the right pad towards the latter half of the second period, Dylan, but we'll keep an eye out. See if something catches our eye here in game 2 of this quarterfinal. Dylan Ward to my left, I'm Max Anderson, the great SHL Network crew from Mount Prospect. 15:30 now left in the period. Played off the boards, kept in by Wilson from the blue line. He comes down from his defensive spot. Now Manerick, our half boards, tries to use his body to pin the puck, but York's able to clear. Angelo Massaro plays up the boards past Manerick, and now to Spinach, who got his first goal of the SHL season tonight. And if York goes on and wins this game, Dylan, what a amazing first goal for that young man.
Yeah, it made it 3-zip, but it could prove to be a game-changing goal.
Here's Carson Hart's shot well wide of the net. Hart trying to keep it at the point, and Colantonio battles the entire way, forces it out. Now York carries in. Here's Tack, his sharp angle shot, steered away by Massaro. Now stretch pass just past the stick of Manerick. It was on goal, so Foley had to play it. And this is going to be an icing, but it was played by Massaro. Thought that should have been waved anyways. Looked like it went past the stick of a Viator Lion, but York's able to get away with it. Here's Nico Tack. He's got his hands whacked at, still holds the puck, goes hard to the net. Follow-up shot, turned away by Massaro, and now turned over. Here's Booth, he's got a shot. Huffle blocks it and doesn't let a shot get in on net. Comes to Hoffman. Now Taylor. And Hoffman's just going to fire it in deep, give Wenzel a chance along the near boards. St. Viator was changing there, so they weren't able to make the play they wanted. This dump attempt from Kearney deflects into the bench of the York Dukes, and a neutral zone faceoff to come.
Max, you were just talking about it right before the third period start. State playoffs coming up. The York Dukes right now already clinched a bye into the Sweet 16 round, the round of 16, and they will play the winner of one of the play-in games between Sandburg and New Trier White. That'll take place Sunday at the North Shore Ice Arena. The winner of that game will play the Dukes in the first round of state.
That's coming up quickly. We are heading to crunch time in the high school hockey calendar. 4 weeks from Sunday, it'll all be over. I should say 4 weeks from this past Sunday. Here's a shot. Massaro keeps it out.
On the other side, for the St. Viator Lions, they seated one slot below the York Dukes at 5, and they will play, well, I guess it looks like the Highland Park Giants and Fenwick will play on Sunday. Winner of that plays SHL's own Oak Park River Forest, and the winner of that plays the St. Viator Lions in their Sweet 16 first round matchup.
Goes to show you, if you take care of business in the regular season.
No kidding. Puts you at a huge advantage.
Yeah, get some time off, and just one win puts you in the state quarterfinals for these teams. As that looked not good from Kneeling. He had his stick locked in the midsection. Hopefully he's all right. He looked to grab his left shoulder. We'll keep an eye on that. Looked like an awkward angle, but he's still out on the ice for St. Viator Lions. Kept in right at the blue line. Comes to Dylan Harrer. Checked in the corner. That board battle ensues. Shot on net. And it was Hennigan that was looking for a deflection. Never got one. Stretch pass to Lee. And a great play by Kneeling to use his body to force Lee off the puck.
Beautiful effort right there by Kneeling.
Here's Gorski, centering pass deflected by Plummer. Doesn't get it on net. See Viator starting to take some chances. You see Hennigan and O'Neill there leaking out early in the play, trying to get a stretch pass, trying to get that second goal of the game with 12:17 left here in the third period.
Yeah, and you know, there's so much time on the clock, but if you're the Lions, this is a York side that doesn't allow late goals all that often. You're going to need to get one fast. I mean, yes, you do have a lot of time, but you just need to get one sooner than later because York's going to score that fourth if you don't.
Here's a shot blockered away by Massaro, and Reed Mueller has the puck just go past his stick. They're going to say it was deflected, so no icing. Eventually coming loose, on comes Nicosia. All the way behind the goal of Massaro comes Carson Hart. A shot deflected, so neither team with many high-quality chances thus far. Both teams trying to get the puck in deep. Here's Nicosia, point blank, comes out right in front of the crease, but no one from the Dukes could put it away. Now Reed Mueller with speed. Beating him back to it is Elijah Moorer. Reed Mueller finishes a check. Comes to Massaro at the blue line. He loses it. Kaminsky's able to take it away. Here's Nicosia. He'll just drop it in deep. Now through the middle of the ice comes Massaro. He tries to center it. No one for the Lions. Cuffle able to keep it in at the point. His shot deflected wide. Now with some speed and space comes Nico Tack. He tries to skate wide, but Cuffle's stick stops him right at the near face-off dot. Below the goal line is Tack again. He's looking for a centering pass. Cole Antonio was headed that way. Here's a shot from the point in Stasia. That was wide of the near post. A follow-up shot. Not much on that one. Maneric's going to be able to clear. On comes Nutley. Nutley was one of the goal scorers for the St. Viator team in game one. He's looking to try to narrow this gap to one goal. Cross ice to Schaefer. He can't handle that puck. Plays it down below. Here's a shot on net. Easily turned aside by Foley. Out comes York. Stretch pass going the length of the ice, but that'll be an icing.
Waved off again.
Oh, waved off. Excuse me. Not really sure why. That seemed to be a pretty textbook icing there, but Schaefer doing some dancing. Then he takes a big hit. The other way comes Kraus. He takes a shot, blocked down in front. Here's Aori with a point-blank chance, but a good stick check. Doesn't let him get a shot off. Now Taylor with some space up the right wing for the Lions. He takes a shot. Foley easily gloves that one.
It's the first save Foley has had to make in a while. St. Viator, though, that's their 31st shot on goal. Foley's seen 30 of them, and he's been very sharp when he's needed to be.
If you're curious, it's still just 2-1 over in Winnetka. New Trier leads. 23-13 shot advantage. So Carmel hanging in there, looking to force a game 3 against the Trevians. Meanwhile, York is in prime position to do the same here, force a game 3 that would take place Friday night at Addison Ice Arena. The 9-16 separates that. St. Viator would love to reduce the number of games they have to play en route to an SHL championship by coming back and winning this one, getting a little bit extra rest. York wants to see none of it. Here comes Bobby Plummer. He's got the puck checked off his stick. Greg Lee wins it back. That's going to be a penalty against York. So St. Viator is going to head to the power play here with 8:52 left in the third period.
Shane Gorski skates his way to the box. He's guilty. He has a seat. You see by the great camera work.
Not much of a protest there. So I honestly was taking a note as that happened, so did not see the penalty. Now there's a discussion
happening.
happening.
The same thing, Max. He's behind the play. See what the call is according to the game sheet as soon as that updates on our end. So referees inform the parents there in the penalty box, as you can see on your screen. By the way, in case you're curious, it's the refs that are in charge of assists and goal scoring. If you're wondering about that at home, I know I've always kind of wondered that. They go into the box and say, hey, that's 23 from 86 or so on, but we're still waiting for the penalty to show up in game sheet. Now finally it does as they fill in the information. But regardless, it is going to be another Viator power play, but 0 for 4, unsuccessful in 4 attempts.
Here's O'Neal. He tries to get the puck back to Monerick, but a great play by Sam Kaminsky.
Slashing, by the way.
Slashing the call against Shane Gorski. Now Monerick with speed. He throws the puck in deep. He gets his own dump, gets it to Neary. Neary below the goal line, right, was banging a stick on the ice looking for the puck. Instead back up top to the point, Mueller. And again, Kaminsky, he's got a shorthanded opportunity. Monerick racing to cut off the angle. Big save, Massaro. 1:20 left here on the power play. With a head of steam comes St. Viator. Mueller with a shot just over the crossbar. Right, trying to battle to keep it in at the point, but again forced out by Kaminsky. What a shift on the penalty kill by 23 in white, Sam Kaminsky.
And 45 in blue while he's on the power play. Mazzaro in net. Remember that stop if Viator makes a comeback here.
Here's Kneeling, dropping the puck in deep. Quinn to take it, tries to wrap it hard around the boards. Cuffle uses a skate to keep it in. Now Moore. Cuffle wants it back at the point. He gets it. Right back to Moore. He surveys far face-off dot behind the goal. Massaro. Centering pass. And Hennigan was taken down on the ice. And that pass was right in his wheelhouse. Now Massaro looks to take a shot. Centering pass. Hennigan trying to win position. Quinn battling with him with 26 seconds left on the power play and cleared by York. Bobby Plummer racing for a shorthanded opportunity. Kneeling cuts off the angle. And Viator is able to take back over. Massaro with 15 left on the power play, across the center ice. Michael Massaro's shot goes across the crease and again out of the zone. 7 seconds to go on the power play for St. Viator, 7 in the game. That's the end of the power play for Viator. York's back to full strength as Hennigan tried to go through 2 defenders. Wasn't able to, now fresh out of the box. Here comes York, crossing over, trying to get a shot off. That just wide of the far post. Now Hennigan, as Tim Benz is furious that there was no offsides call. To accentuate the point, one of his assistants kept his arm up in the air for about 30 seconds. Not happy with the linesman, no call was made. Massaro behind the net with 6:20 to go. Stretch pass over the stick. Now Nicasia. And now Moore. And that's into the glove of Massaro and an offensive zone draw.
York's having a nice third period so far as they try to add some insurance. They're out shooting the Lions 6-3 in this period, even though it's St. Viator that's had the edge on shots all night. So finally York getting in there with that advantage. Although the Lions do have the lead in faceoffs at this point, 5-3 in this period. So there's been a lot more nonstop play than in previous.
6:06 remaining in the game, 3-1 York. We're scoreless thus far in the third period. Cole Antonio takes the puck, gives it to Nico Tack behind the goal line. Centering pass, Cuffle almost put it in his own net. Now good touch pass from Nutley. And puck gets into the offensive zone, but that'll be offsides. York wants an intentional offsides. Don't think they're going to get one. I think we'll come just outside of the York zone.
This is so intense, Max. 5:50 remains on the clock in Mount Prospect. St. Viator needs to score 2 goals. York's trying to force a game 3 on Friday night. Boy, what a game that would be if we get there.
Monerick and Cuffle. Goes on to Massaro. Whacked out of the air by Tack and dumped deep by O'Neill. See the Spinach try to go high off the glass. Able to keep it in as Massaro. Followed up shot, blocked by Moore. Kuffel steps in front of that pass that was intended for Tack, fires it deep. Manerick in the near corner as St. Viator's changing. He just tries to buy some time. A shot from Kuffel. Backdoor shot just over the crossbar from Manerick. 5 minutes to go in the third, 3-1. Finally forced out by York. Would have been offsides if Neary played it, so he let it go through his legs. Plummer with a touch pass to Lee. And Wright immediately gathers that as he takes a fall to the ice, able to get rid of it. Here's Reed Mueller, his shot, easily gloved by Foley. Ben Foley having an all-star night in net for the Dukes, stopping 33 of 34 shots. He has been mighty impressive for the Dukes tonight.
No kidding, and the Dukes faithful, the students section down there to our right, just below what you can see on your screen now, and now get a closer look. They're starting to feel it too, with only 4.5.
They want to make a matchup Friday night on their home rink. In a game 3. Kneeling able to get back out in the neutral zone. That clock can't tick fast enough if you're a York Duke. 4:10 to go in the third. Stasia plays it behind his goal line. Kneeling steps in from his defensive spot. We're starting to see St. Viator have to take some chances from all over the ice as Massaro slows this puck down. Lee behind the goal line. Finally Hennigan settles for St. Viator. Here's Schaefer. A two-line pass finds Harrer, but he can't handle it as he tried to enter the zone, and again dumped by Moore. Trying to play it high off the boards was Jake Kneeling, but taken away by O'Neill.
York has just been
That's going to be a
down.
bad penalty there by Kneeling. It's going to be a tripping, and for 3:26 left in the game, 2 minutes of it, St. Viator is going to have to spend on the penalty kill.
Wow. How huge is that for York? Technically, this is not exactly true, but it's as close as you can get. St. Viator, if they have any chance to win this game, is now going to need at least a shorthanded goal. York has already gotten 1, but St. Viator only has 2 in the regular season altogether. You know what? Was that actually St. Viator's shorthanded goal earlier? I think it was.
Yeah, it was.
So they've done it already in this game. They can do it again, but the York power play 1 for 4 can really put the icing on the cake here with a goal.
Now York, at the very least, is going to look to just take 2 minutes here off the clock. No shorthanded goals allowed is the York mentality at the moment. Nicosia, D-to-D, cross to Plummer. He shoots, and a good glove save from Massaro.
That was very clean by Massaro, making that save look a lot easier than it really probably was in the blue paint. He just swipes that out of the air. And hey, by the way, follow us on the Instagram at SHL Network. We post final score stats for every game, some highlights as well. Also, make sure you subscribe on YouTube.
Yeah, hit that subscribe button. We appreciate all the support we get from the great fans, and know that every time you come up to us and give us a pat on the back and a handshake, we very much appreciate it. We love what we do, and we love our fans. So thank you to all of you watching at home, and wouldn't be the SHL Network without all of you. Here's Kaminsky. He gives way to Plummer below the goal line, back up top, skips over the stick of Nolan Stasia, and he'll retreat back in his own zone with 2:36 left in the game. 1:08 left to kill here for St. Viator. That puck goes a length, no icing. Massaro put his glove up as if there would be, but there wasn't. Now this puck knocked down by Dylan Harrer as he's in the neutral zone. It'll be interesting to see if Viator can find any kind of possession here. Does Viator pull the goaltender? Here's Iori. Gorski settles. He'll carry into the zone, or throw into the zone, I should say. And it was stopped at the blue line. Moore back in his own zone. Gorski, the trailer, high slot. Big save initially. Follow-up chance for York. Big sprawl in the crease. Puck is still loose. Massaro, his helmet is off. He is way out of the play. And you hope he's all right.
Oh, wow. The York Dukes, they just had a prime chance to score right there if it wasn't for all 5 skaters on the ice wanting dibs at the goal. They were just a little bit too unorganized down there, and it resulted in Mazzaro just laying on the ground, being enough to not let that puck by. You can see right here there's a couple of great chances. And they pull it to the backhand right here. Maurer then throws one towards the net off the skate. And Iori, oh man.
You know what I think happened there? Right at the end, a really smart play by Angelo Massaro. Excuse me, by Michael Massaro. See him kind of toss his helmet off there on purpose. He knows that as soon as his helmet comes off, he gets a whistle. I wouldn't be surprised if you put Michael Massaro up to a lie detector. He told you that might have been a crafty play by the netminder to get a whistle as he was well down and out of the play.
Well, you know, those lie detectors are something that I thought would be way more of a thing to worry about when I was a kid. I haven't heard those two words strung together in maybe a year.
So timeout called by St. Viator.
Same thing with quicksand. Thought that would be way more of an interference of my life. Haven't seen that once either.
1:28 left in the game. The York side can feel a Game 3 coming. Matt Boeing, you see, getting his team focused to force that Friday night contest up at Addison. Meanwhile, St. Viator, with 2 seconds left on the penalty kill, most certainly getting instructions as to what to do.
By the way, in case you're curious, same score over in Winnetka. It's a 2-1 advantage for New Trier Green. They're in the third period right now. As of actually this exact time, we've got about 16:21 to go in the third period.
1:28 to go here in Mount Prospect. And a raucous crowd. As a face-off won by St. Viator, back to full strength. They're going to look to get possession as quickly as possible and get Massaro out of net, but York has other ideas with 1:17 to go here in the period. Here's Reed and Mueller, carries into the zone, off goes Massaro. Empty net with 1 minute to go. And intercepted there by Jonathan Wood, but kept in by Wilson at the point. Again comes to Wood. He goes off the glass, comes hard. Now Hart. Here's Neary. Looks for a deflection, but comes and thrown into the York bench. So it's going to stay in the offensive zone for St. Viator with 43.9 to go. .9 to go. Offensive zone draw for Viator. And the York student section can feel it. Face off one and immediately Foley falls on the puck. It was 2 first period goals in a period that St. Viator was really dominating in shots on goal and face-offs won, but York was opportunistic, found 2 early, then found a third in the second period. Then late in the second period, Viator found their lone goal shorthanded, another save by Foley. And if you've heard that tonight, it's because we've said it nearly 36 times. 36 of 37 is Ben Foley on saves on the night. This one's going to be cleared. It's 15 seconds to go, and we are headed for Game 3, Addison Ice Arena, Friday night between these two teams, the 4 seed and the 5 seed. Now a scuffle in the middle of the ice. This played by a high stick. That will do it. We'll head to Game 3 at Addison Ice Arena. Now a huge fight after the game. You hate to see this. After a fantastic game, a huge scuffle at the end. We'll see if additional penalties come out of this scuffle after the play. You hate to see that as the York bench came flying off the bench, and the referees taking notes on if there's going to be extra penalties. That'll all be sorted out post-game, but for now, a 3-1 York win, a Game 3 coming. Still trying to get a little bit organized on the ice. We're going to send it down to Dylan Ward. He's tracked down Zach DeSpinach, his first goal of the season. Dylan Ward, take it away.
Thanks, Max. Here with Zach DeSpinach. First goal in SHL play. Couldn't have come at a better time for you. Walk me through the play, man.
You know, it was a long time coming. I was just trying to put pucks on net today. Got a lucky bounce. Gorski did a great job of recovering the puck, and I just tried to shoot it, place it in a good spot. It went in.
Such a great defensive performance by you guys. Headed to a Game 3. How's the team feeling ahead of Friday night?
It's unbelievable. We were optimistic going into the night. We knew we're the better team. We're more skilled. We just got to outwork them. So we're excited for Friday.
All right, go celebrate with your buddies, man. Congratulations. Max.
Thanks, Dylan. And Zach DeSpinach getting a huge goal here tonight. His first of the season to give them that 3-goal lead back in the second period. And we'll go to Game 3 at Addison. That will do it for us here tonight. A big win for the York Dukes. They'll play on here in the SHL. Someone's looking to face a semifinal matchup in the next couple of weeks. We'll find out Friday night who it'll be. I want to thank our great crew here tonight. Vivian Hernandez doing a great job on the camera work. Of course, Jimmy the Wiz Olsen, all the great graphics, replays, sights and sounds from the game. Dylan Ward to my left, also down at ice level all night. I'm Max Anderson. Thank you for joining us. Stay tuned to the SHL Network on Instagram and Twitter and the Scholastic Hockey League website, scholastichockeyleague.org, for the next SHL playoff game of the week. We will have some more, but until then, we'll bid you good night. Thank you for tuning in, and we'll talk to you again soon.